the stillness within the storm. The wind howled like a chorus of old regrets as Elijah stood on the edge of a cliff, the Atlantic roaring below like a beast that had once nearly swallowed him whole. His coat flapped violently, but he did not flinch. The storm outside matched the ones he'd weathered inside. He was a man carved by time and trials, not adorned with medals, but with invisible scars. Where others cracked, he had chosen stillness. Not from weakness, from clarity. In his youth, Elijah burned with fire, reckless dreams, wild ambition. He chased glory like a hound on scent, collecting vices instead of victories. Alcohol, pride, and the hollow applause of people who disappeared when the lights dimmed. He hit rock bottom not with a crash, but with silence. A morning alone, staring into a cracked mirror, realizing no one was coming to save him. Not even himself. But that was the day something in him changed. He studied Stoicism like it was a survival manual. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, they became his silent counsel. He learned to separate what was in his control from what wasn't, and to meet both fortune and tragedy with the same measured breath. He trained his body to endure, his mind to accept, and his soul to remain unshaken, not numb, just disciplined. Life, however, has a way of testing resolve. When he turned 40, he started over, again. A new town, a modest cabin, a job as a carpenter, shaping wood instead of his past. But new goals brought new resistance. His hands ached with age. His knees reminded him of old injuries. He was mocked by younger men who hadn't bled the way he had. Every new challenge whispered, "Why try again?" But Elijah never fought the whispers. He just observed them, then moved anyway. Each morning before dawn, he lit no candles, offered no prayers. He sat, he breathed. He embraced the moment, not for peace, but for presence. The birds sang for no reason. The wind blew regardless of his plans. He watched them and remembered, "If I cannot bend the storm, I will become the mountain." One afternoon, a storm like today's rolled in while he was hiking. Most turned back, he pressed on. Not to prove strength, but to practice stillness. Lightning split the sky. Rain pelted his face like judgment. He walked anyway, steady as time. At the summit, drenched and shivering, he looked down, not at the world, but at the path he'd climbed, both out there and within. Every failure, every loss, every battle with his own destructive urges, all had shaped him, but none defined him. He had become the kind of man who didn't seek applause or pity. He didn't chase happiness, he practiced virtue. He endured, he adapted, and above all, he lived in alignment with a single truth. You can't control the storm, but you can always control the way you stand in it. And so Elijah stood, eyes closed, breath steady, unmoved by the thunder, because he had already conquered louder tempests within.